Hello, third graders. Today we are going to be doing calculating the perimeter again, and you will know you are successful when you can correctly calculate it. Also today we are going to be given some perimeter problems that have the answer given to us, the perimeter is given to us, but some of the side lengths aren't, so we're going to have to be problem solvers to figure out what those side lengths are. And then we will finish off with some application problems. So make sure that you have your growth mindset with you today.
Really quickly looking at the units again, remember that this is important. The unit is the value that tells us what the perimeter is. So we can use centimeters, inches, feet, meters, yards, and you can use the shorthand on the left, cm for centimeters, in for inches. It's just important that you add the units there. And don't forget that perimeter means finding the distance around the outside of a shape. So when we are calculating perimeter, we do that by adding the lengths of the sides together.
So here it says find the missing side length, okay? The perimeter is 18 feet, and one of the sides is 6 feet. I'm looking at those black lines, the three of them around the sides of the triangle, and I'm wondering what those mean. Can you remind us, Mrs. Luzwitz?
Yeah, in a couple of videos in the past you had seen that I used those to show that sides were the same. So when you see those lines, they all are just one line on each side. That tells you that the side lengths are all the same for those three sides. They are congruent.
So if that side length is 6 feet, you're telling me that this is 6 feet and so is the other one?
Correct.
So now I'm wondering if any third graders can think above and beyond and tell us, if this wasn't here, could you still find the perimeter or the side lengths of this triangle given the perimeter?
You could, Miss Anderson. You would just have to do some guessing and checking to figure out what number could you add together 3 times. That would give you the sum of 18.
That would be pretty cool to see some third graders being detectives like that.
So let's think about this one. Find the missing side lengths of the square. Again, I know that the perimeter is 16 yards. I know that one side length is 4 yards, but it says that this shape is a square, and something that I know about a square is that all the side lengths of squares are the exact same length.
Is that only sometimes?
That is all the time. If it's a square, the side lengths are always the same. So that means this side length is 4 yards, this side length is 4 yards, and this side length is 4 yards. Now, just to double check and make sure that that's correct, I would add those 4 sides together to make sure that the perimeter is 16 yards. So let's just do that really quickly. 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. I'm going to use skip counting. I'm going to skip count by 4s to help me get my answer. 4, 8, 12, 16. Yep, the perimeter, if all 4 side lengths are 4 yards, the perimeter is 16 yards.
Mrs. Luzwitz, when you said skip counting again, it made me think of multiplication. So you could have done 4 yards for each side times 4 sides would equal 16 yards to check your work.
Only works when all the side lengths are the same though.
So, perimeter in the real world. What is the application? When would you need to calculate perimeter? Are architects the only ones that calculate perimeter, or are there other times as well? Here is an example of calculating perimeter. It says, Mrs. Salatis is building a fence around her yard to keep the Viking fans out.
Oh, Goodness, Miss Saladas.
Look at the figure. How many yards of fence will she need? I can't believe that she has a Green Bay Packer symbol on her roof.
Her family sure does love the Packers.
So, how many yards of fence? So we know that we have yards. We're given all of the side lengths. So that means that we need to find the sum, because when you add numbers together, you're looking for a sum, in order to calculate the perimeter. So, Mrs. Saladas, before going to Home Depot, would need to add together 10 plus 10 plus 6 plus 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4 sides of a rectangle. 10 plus 10 plus 6 plus 6. I know that 10 plus 10 is 20. 6 plus 6 is 12. 20 plus 12 is 32. Okay, I also could have done 0 plus 0 plus 6 plus 6 is 12. 1, 2, 3, and then put my 3 for my tens place. So she would need 32 yards of fence. So I might even write all of my details so that she could make sure she gets enough to keep all of that Packer green and gold inside of her house instead of letting it spill out on the Vikings fans.
So, Miss Anderson, what I'm noticing right now is that somebody that owns a house might need to be able to find the perimeter.
That's right.
Let's take a look at this. Caleb jogs around the building below. Each side of the building is 200 feet. How far does he jog? Oh, when I look at this shape, it says each side is 200 feet. Miss Anderson, I'm noticing that this shape sure looks like another shape that I've seen before, except for it seems like it's maybe tilted a little bit differently.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen it tilted like this before, but it has 5 sides, and every shape that has 5 sides is called something agon, because agon means the sides. So 5. What is the prefix for 5, Mrs. Sleuthwitz?
Pent. So this shape is a pentagon.
Ooh.
Yeah, so anyways, Caleb jogged around the pentagon, and each of the sides was 200 feet. How far did he jog? Well, I could add 200 plus 200 plus 200 plus 200 plus 200. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. I could also skip count, but I already wrote out my addition problem here, so I'm going to solve 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. And now I'm in the hundreds place. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Ooh, good thing I added. I had to drop 100 and make a new 1,000. So Caleb jogged 1,000 feet.
Mrs. Sleuthwitz, that sure could have gotten messy if your place values weren't lined up. We could have had 10,000s in there. It's a really good thing that you had those lined up so neatly.
It's important to be neat when we're doing math.
All right, here's another application problem. Jaden and Callan run around the North Point Elementary parking lot one time catching Pokemon. How far do they run in total? Okay, third graders, so let's just pretend that they start right here. That means they're going to jog 100 feet. And then after that, they are going to jog 200. As they keep going, they're going to jog another 100. And then 200. To see just how far they ran, we need to add these together. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. 1 plus 2 is 3. Plus 1 is 4. Plus 2 is 6. Okay, so they ran 600 feet total. That is another application problem involving some third graders even. So you don't have to be a homeowner or a runner to use perimeter. So third graders, at this time we want you to do some self-reflection. Think about perimeter. How are you doing with perimeter? Do you think that you can independently, as a self-directed learner, solve perimeter problems?
If you're not able to, you don't feel like you have a great grasp on perimeter, then you have videos you can go back and watch to help you understand it better.
Third graders, your parents can access Schoology at home, and your login will also work if you try to go online at home and access our videos. You can do that there. We hope you have a great rest of your day.